again. Hello and welcome everybody to Brightside Global Trade TV. You are watching us as we record, and you will probably have this broadcast all through the year. We'd like you to go and subscribe to brightsideglobaltrade.org, and that will help us to keep in touch with you. And every time we load a new video or a broadcast, you will be able to see it. And if you like what you're watching, like it, write us a comment. So we have, today is the September Health and Wellness event, and our sponsor and keynote speaker is Jerry Baker. Many of you who have watched this broadcast know Jerry very well, but let me tell you a few things about him. So Jerry Baker was a captain with the Medical Service Corps, and a Scientologist or a scientist. And he currently is a nutrition consulting and does coaching with his own company, Fit for Life International. And today we welcome him with Fit for Life. And we actually have some more speakers. So what I want to do before I bring our keynote, Jerry and Dr. John Putilini, who's also our sponsor, I'd like to just go around and introduce everyone. We have actually an announcement about the Naturalist Day. I don't know how many of you consider yourself a naturalist. I know there's quite a few in this room. So I want to have Amit introduce us to the We Naturalist organization, and he's going to tell you about this event that's coming up. Next, I'll bring Nancy Kaur, and she's going to tell you we did fundraising, everybody. We were part of a global team and raised more than $2 million with a global team. We played a small role. I have DA, and she's real estate, and I'm actually interested in going to Durham. So she's going to tell us about why this is the best time to invest in North Carolina. And Chris is with Amit, so we'll let them both speak together. And then we have a wonderful author, Anthony Valerio, who's written several books, and he'll tell you a little bit about us. But most importantly, you can't have a business and not have good credit. And so we have a credit specialist, Reginald Leverly, who's also been with the US Army, a veteran. Thank you for your service. And Colonel Donna Fore. We have a veteran war hero who was a helicopter pilot who rescued many people on his plane. And so he's going to be joining us. And Donna, I'm going to have her speak right after him, because both of them belong to the Air Force and have been through several wars and are going to put some light onto what's going on with Afghanistan. So over to you, Amit. Do a quick introduction, and we'll bring you back to present after we have our two keynotes. So right now, we're just asking you to introduce.
Right. And how much time do I have?
Right now, you have about 5 minutes, and then I'll bring you back, and then you can talk as much as you want. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So thank you for this opportunity, Brightside, and most importantly, to meet up with all of you over here. And I think just a quick introduction about myself. I'm Amit Banka, founder of We Naturalists. This is the first and the only platform related to naturalists in the world, which brings people of nature together from all over the world for creating an ecosystem around themselves, create a better world around themselves, not just share about what they do and what they like, but at the same time, they can find jobs, assignments, lots of participation in events and trainings, learn about what's happening around the world, be the only one who aggregate news and views around the world and stories around the world, around nature. And most importantly, create your own gated communities. You can essentially work around your own interest areas and organizations and bring that together. So all of that at one place, and why it all happened, because I realized that there's so much of good work happening all around the world. And I felt that we need a unified voice for nature. We all need to be at one place, and all the solutions need to be at one place, so that anything that's happening in US, anything that's happening in Australia can be seamlessly moved into multiple different geographies, and people can learn from each other. People can learn from the causes that you've been associated with. As you mentioned that there is so much of fundraising happening globally, how you channelize that to the right channels in certain way. So essentially, whatever I'm talking about, everything can be done on Be Naturalist, and it's one of the platforms which makes a sense of belonging to this particular community, which is called naturalist. The most important thing that we've been able to do is redefine the word Be Naturalist, or naturalist, I would say. Why do I say so? Primarily because naturalist is, if you ask a typical question to anyone, they'll say, okay, anyone who knows about flora, fauna, anyone who knows about how the climate change or environment problems take place, that person is naturalist. But I personally feel anyone who loves nature is a naturalist. Everyone who actually deals with nature in any form of his life or lifestyle is a naturalist. Anyone who contributes to nature in any manner is a naturalist. And that makes our audience a very, very different level of audience. And that's what we believe, that everyone in this world needs to be celebrated. Everyone in this world needs to be a naturalist with our definition. And then
Okay.
only we will be able to.
And on
Sorry.
that note, we'll bring you back. I will bring you
Sure.
back right after.
Yeah, I was done.
Jayadeva.
Yeah.
Yes, but thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think we're all naturalists, and I want to see that bird photography collection. So we'll be talking to you soon. Next
I
I
have a
have,
question over his right shoulder. Who is that?
hold on, Elton. We're just following the rule.
That's
Yes.
not me.
Oh, no. It looks like Benjamin Franklin or something. I don't know. That's all I know.
No.
Okay, very good.
Looks
good.
much younger.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
So over to Nancy. Nancy is the tri-chair. So there's 3 chairs to this marvelous organization with the AKA sorority. And she came to us, and we did some fundraising, and some of you here, Jerry and Donna, made contributions, and thank you for that. So give us an update. How did we do? It was something which was an extraordinary. In one day, we raised $1 million, but she'll tell you how they got to 2. So they doubled their goal. Nancy, tell us about it.
I want to thank everyone. And yes, this is a victorious day, Brother Brunson. It really is. I'm proud to share. I'd like to take my time to read some information that our international president sent out to everyone in regards to our reaching our 1 million plus day. Awesome. The date that we did this on was on Monday, September the 20th. And this correspondence was sent to us on the 25th. And so it reads, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated is proud to announce that the sorority set a new record and raised more than $2.1 million in one day to benefit our nation's historically Black colleges and universities. Alpha Kappa Alpha's annual HBCU Impact Day on September the 20th far exceeded the goal, as the country's first Black sorority received online donations and checks from local AKA chapters, private donors, and corporate matching dollars from across the globe. In the 4th and final year of our HBCU Impact Day initiative, I am pleased, honored, and excited to report that we have doubled our giving, exceeding the $2 million mark, an historic moment for Alpha Kappa Alpha, our members, other donors, and the institutions that will benefit from these funds, says Dr. Glenda Glover, AKA International President and Chief Executive Officer. This means even more support for our HBCUs. We started this journey in 2018 with a goal of raising $1 million in one day. We did it then as well as in 2019 and 2020, in fact, exceeding $1 million goal. HBCU Impact Day is one part of a 4-year, $10 million fundraising goal set by Dr. Glover under the HBCU for Life, a call to action initiative. Glover implemented the program when she took over leadership of the sorority in 2018, aimed at promoting HBCUs by encouraging students to attend and matriculate through these institutions. Members were asked to lead the charge in helping to secure fiscal sustainability and success for accredited HBCUs around the country. At its recent virtual international convention in July, the AKA Education Advancement Foundation presented $1.6 million in unrestricted endowment funds in the amount of $50,000 to 23 colleges or universities. In the past 2 years, accredited HBCUs received from $50,000 to $100,000 in endowment contributions. The first check was provided to Bennett College to support its fundraising efforts associated with accreditation. Most people are unaware of the significant contributions these legacy institutions continue to make in our cities and throughout the country, including graduating 22% of all African Americans with bachelor's degrees, nearly 80% of all African American judges, and 50% of all Black lawyers, as Dr. Glover. The more than $2.1 million raised online does not include mail-in donations or pledges and contributions that are still pending. It's not too late to make an impact. Individuals or organizations interested in supporting the effort can still make contributions. For more information on the sorority's commitment to HBCUs, you may visit our website, www.aka1908.com. Again, on behalf of Epsilon Phi Omega, our local chapter here in Goldsboro, that I am one of the tri-chairs, as Ms. Brunson shared. We thank all of you for your prayers, your love, and your support, and your financial contribution toward our goal, because our chapter did reach our own goal, which was over $1,000. And because of you all, we thank you for that. And we appreciate the partnership with
Brightside Global Trade. Yes.
Brightside Global, yes. Thank you so much.
Bravo. Say that again. In one day, you raised 2 million.
2.1 million.
2 point, yes. So there you go.
Did I hear you say that this is the final year?
This particular, every 4 years, we get a new international president. And that president brings in their own program. And so the next international president may continue this or may not, but this president, this is her last year. So she ended it by saying her final year for that.
Okay. I got an idea. Make her the president again.
Well,
I'm just joking.
I know you are, but let me share with you, the president before her is the one that initiated this HBCU initiative.
Okay.
But did continue it from the previous president. And so again, the next one may indeed continue it, especially with us being able to support our schools with $2.1 million.
Well,
that's amazing.
That's amazing. Back, I mean, you might have more years to your credit than just 4 in terms of this. I mean, you know, I have to give you tremendous benefit. I appreciate your work.
Wonderful. So really, I'm going to move really quickly around the room. Everybody's doing a quick introduction and update, and then we'll go to our keynote speaker. And we actually have a professional coach, and I can't wait to see how she's going to tell us about how she survived cancer and how she doodles. But before that, Reginald, Anthony Valero, tell us about your books. This is just 5 minutes and I'll bring you back to do a quick presentation as well.
Thank you, Elizabeth, Claire, and Elton, and everyone. I'm in such wonderful company. I don't know how I could spread the goodwill here. You know, I'm a writer. I published 12 books. University teacher, editor, and just writing now. Anyway, again, you know, what the previous speaker was talking about, I think I'd like to just take a couple of minutes just to talk about two books. All my books are on my website, anthonyvalerio.com. Any way I could help, anyway, you know, anyone in any endeavors that they're about publishing will willingly do. So, but there's one book that just came to mind, and she was a friend of mine who passed away in 1995. She was a great Black writer. Her name was Toni K. Bambara, and she was a friend. Is this upside down? Toni K. Bambara is One Sicilian Night is the name of the book, and talking about goodwill, and she was a wonderful. Her editor was Toni Morrison at Random House, and she was
wow.
she was one of Alice Walker's favorite writer. And Toni Cade is a writer, maybe not as well known as those other two, but she really was one of the great in my estimation, not only because she was my friend. You know, we lived together in Philadelphia until she died in '95 for a while. Anyway,
Wow.
she wrote a book called I'm just recommending it to spread the goodwill. To share what great writing, what great prose, what great fiction writing can be in this one particular person. She was raised in Harlem. They were so poor that Toni Cade used to go to the library in Harlem, and you know, where it was safe and warm. And there she met great writers of that era. We're talking about, you know, early 50s and so forth, and you'll recognize who those writers are. Anyway, I wanted to just mention her and this book I wrote. This book I wrote called Toni K. Bambara's One Sicilian Night. And if you go on the website and you like it, write me a note and I'll see if I can get you a copy. Is about the beginning of a romance.
Wait, hold on, hold that thought. I'm going to bring you to present the book a little later.
Okay, fine. That's really what Claire.
I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back. This is Anthony Valero, and he's written several fabulous books. Anthony, I'm going to bring you back because I want to record you. So hold that thought. I just want quick introductions right now.
Okay.
So Chris, do you want to introduce yourself, and I'll bring Reginald next? We're giving you 5 minutes now, and then you can present later. But right now we're just doing introductions.
Sure. My name is Chris Whitlatch. Greetings, everybody. And I am the communications director with the International Rhino Foundation. And I'm working with Amit to bring the We Naturalists platform to people in the United States and Canada, because I believe in the platform so much in the mission of it. And I think we're at a very critical time, and there's a lot of doom and gloom in this world, but We Naturalists offer such a positive message and an opportunity to interact with people around the world. And I've met such wonderful people on the platform so that we can make a difference, and we can, you know, overcome some of these global issues that are upon us.
Fabulous. Reginald, over to you. Can you give us a quick introduction on credit repair, and then we'll bring Dree out.
Yes, ma'am. Good day, everyone. I'm Reginald Lyerly. I work on a number of things, but the thing that I work on the most is credit for personal businesses and stuff like that, because I tie it into health and wellness, because credit can have an impact on people, and I've seen it, but I've also seen the positive impacts when it's been improved. But I will speak about that later in the presentation. Thank you all. Everybody looks great, and this is going to be a great webinar. I can see that.
Wonderful. We can't wait. Okay, so who's next? Dree, she's a real estate broker in Durham and Chapel Hill. Tell us about why it's so great to invest this time around.
Yes, thank you so much for the invitation and getting to know more wonderful people. It's Dia Irby. Like if you have an idea is my name. And it is a fabulous time in the housing market for a number of reasons. And it is a great time for sellers and a great time for buyers while it lasts. And hopefully I'll be able to come back and tell you more about that. I work in the Research Triangle area. I'm licensed all over North Carolina, and I did find some real estate listings in Goldsboro, and I can give you an update on what's happening on your home front.
Awesome. Wonderful. I'm struggling to get these slides going, but they just won't cooperate. Okay, so let's go back to who's next that I haven't introduced yet. I think we have James, who's a veteran, who's a helicopter pilot, and he's going to give you a fantastic talk about rescuing people during the Vietnam. So let me, without further ado, Carol, do you want to tell us about doodling and your 5-minute introduction, and then I'll bring you back to do a full presentation.
Great. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, hello, and thank you so much for the invitation. I'm delighted to join you today. I'm actually based outside Los Angeles, right near Disneyland. So I'm your West Coast participant today. Well, basically, my background is I'm educated as a physical therapist. But I'm one of those people that totally gets reinvented by life every 10 years, it seems like. So I've also spent 10 years as a result of a family I knew who was killed by a drunk driver. So I ended up coordinating Nancy Reagan's drug program, the Just Say No clubs for children for 10 years in Orange County, California. And then everything was going great. And then one day my life just flipped upside down when I picked up the phone and talked to my doctor, who uttered the words to me, breast cancer. And so that was way, way back 25 years ago. So I have stumbled into the world of creativity. I also have spent many, many years studying Eastern philosophy and meditation. So my new title as an educated person with a Bachelor of Science degree is I'm now known as the Doodle Lady. So I basically use the creativity of doodling coupled with a lot of Eastern philosophy and teachings to help people navigate through challenges and chaos in the world and learn something more about themselves, which I'll share a bit later.
That's awesome. And I'll bring the last two later, but without further ado, I want to introduce you to our sponsor for today. And Jerry Baker has been a sponsor with us right from the start, a fabulous guy, someone who is a go-to for anything that you really want to know about medicine and health. So Jerry, I'm going to bring you on. I'm going to spotlight you. There you go. And, everyone, if you could just mute. Thank you. And I'm going to stop recording, Jerry, and then I'm going to restart it. So just bear